Hello everybody, my name is ArealPBDN, and today I wanted to talk about if Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is boring. Now, in order for us to answer this very interesting question, we have to understand what the word boring even means. And I've got my trusty dusty handy dandy dictionary right here. Boring is defined as something that is not interesting or tedious. And of course, as I feel most definitions in the dictionary don't do a very good job, we are going to look up the word interesting now as well. Interesting can be defined as arousing curiosity or interesting. Man, you gotta love when they use the word they're trying to define in the actual definition of that word. What are they thinking? As well as holding and catching the attention. Shouldn't it be catching and holding the attention? That's weird. It does say holding and catching the attention. Anyway, moving on. I think Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is making tremendous strides in the fact that it's trying to make the game less boring and more engaging to not only the casual players, but also the more in-depth players as well. Yes, they may be catering towards the more quote-unquote casual player. However, I do feel that this game in particular is making strides to make sure that the less casual player, the more intimate player, the more intense player is still getting what they want and deserve throughout the game. However, going back to the original definition of boring, hopefully this video hasn't been too boring to you and you can remember at least 60 seconds prior. But another word mentioned in the definition of the word boring is actually tedious. Is Call of Duty tedious? Again, I think this is another silly question to even think about or look into with any more detail. However, just for shits and giggles, let's dive right in. First of all, I think my ferrets just ended up waking up behind me, so sorry if you hear a bunch of rustling in the background. It's not I was gonna say it's not a dead body, but then again, I don't think a dead body would be doing very much rustling, so I guess it's not someone that I kidnapped. Anyway, something that's tedious is just something that's repetitive. And honestly, I think that's what Call of Duty is. I don't necessarily think that this is a bad thing. I think it can be a bad thing, and I think it can be perceived as a bad thing. I think it can feel like a bad thing, especially if you're an MLG gamer or a professional YouTuber that's playing this game, 10, 15 hours a day at a time. Then yes, this can get very repetitive and very tedious. However, for the average person, the normal person that's going to be picking up this game and playing it, I feel they'll be quite satisfied with the diversity of weapons, not only including the Modern Warfare 3 weapons, but also the Modern Warfare 2 weapons. And all the daily challenges and actual challenges on top of that, to go along with the zombies camo grind and the multiplayer camo grind. It's safe to say that you're going to have quite a bit of stuff to do. The only thing I still wish is that your player level wasn't capped at 55 for over a month. However, at least the good news is we're only 1 week away from the start of Season 1. And along with the start of Season 1, we're going to be getting at least 200 new multiplayer levels, at least so I assume. On top of that, a bunch of new content, a bunch of new operator skins, stuff to grind for in the Battle Pass. So I definitely think I'm going to be grinding Call of Duty a lot more within the next coming week or two. Again, I wish all this stuff was available at launch. It doesn't seem to make very much sense to me to wait a month and then release, 2 times the amount of content than what the game actually launched with. But I guess that's why I'm not in marketing. It seems to work for them, so who am I to judge and complain? However, still for the consumer and for sales, I would expect that the more content you have at launch, the longer the person plays because they're more interested in using that content at launch, as opposed to playing the game for a week, getting boring of the game, getting bored of the game, and then not even getting a chance to use that new content because they're not coming back to the game after a month. They're done with it after a week. Whereas again, vice versa, if you put it in first, they would play with that content in the beginning and possibly get addicted to that content, possibly like that content even more than, the stuff that's in the original game. And then they associate that with the game being positive feelings, and then they keep coming back for that content. So again, I think it's way better if they put all this stuff in at launch, because then people can try whatever they want to. But I don't work for Call of Duty, so I guess I should just keep my ideas to myself and stay the heck out of it. Anyway guys, so in a long-winded conclusion of this video, no, I do not think that Call of Duty, especially Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, is boring. Do I think it's tedious? Yes, I think it's tedious at times. But I'm not sure that tedious and boring completely correlate in a sentence, completely go together, have the same meaning that is. However, I definitely see whereas too much of a good thing, really too much of anything, can become a bad thing. And again, that's where I go into the MLG gamers and the YouTubers that are playing this game 15 hours a day, 15 hours in one sitting. Yes, that's going to be a boring game then. You're going to get bored, you're going to get tired of this repetitive, tedious game. However, if you're an average person, if you're playing a normal amount of time, an average, it's just something to decompress after work, I don't think this game is boring. Do I think it's worth the $70 price tag for a next-gen console? Probably not. But it's definitely not boring, and with all the new content, and I'm sure they're going to have even more content that's coming in the future, I don't think you're going to be too bored anytime soon. So may as well get the game, try it out. I'm not an activist for Activision, so I'm not trying to sell their game, but I do like the final product. I do like what I've gotten so far. Yes, the campaign is a little short, but the game isn't boring, as I've said multiple times now, I'm sure already. But again, to answer the question, no, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is not boring. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Took a round! Covering your six. Enemy incoming! Securing objective Bravo. We're taking Charlie. Charlie secure. Got contact! Loading fresh mag! Bravo. Enemy UAV active. Hostile UAV in the area. The enemy has captured two objectives. Get the securing objective Bravo. Control Bravo. Changing mag. Enemy is taking Bravo. Friendly hostile SAE incoming. We control two objectives. Copy that. UAV is on station. Hostile cluster mine active. Enemies securing Bravo. Objective Bravo is compromised. Get it back. Be advised. UAV is active. Close one. Enemy in the area. Secure those positions. Enemy UAV active. Enemy securing Charlie. Friendly care package on the way. Friendly UAV on station. We're losing Charlie. Mission failed. Return to base.